Roll call, please. Here.
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 Are there any conflict of interest statements this morning?
No, sir.
Number 4, approval of the minutes of the meeting of March 7th, 2024.
Motion to approve those minutes.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Number 5, bid opening, reconstruction of Marble Street from the state line to intersection of Marble Street and Wabash Street. Looks like we have 2, 3, 4. Looks like we have 4. The first one is from Site Services, the City of Hammond. We have the bid proposal. We have the Form 96. Yeah, I didn't see it. And the non-collusion affidavit. The total amount of the bid for site services is $410,632.50. Does anybody need that read over again? $410,632.50. Okay, and that's for site services. Moving on, the next one is from Milestone Contractors out of Griffith, Indiana. We have the bid proposal. One of these days, I'm going to bid at this one of these days. We have the bid bond. Yeah. We had that marked. We have the Form 96. And the non-collusion affidavit. And Milestone's bid is $348,048.34. Again, that's $348,048.34. And that's from Milestone. The next bid is from Dyer Construction out of Dyer, Indiana. We have the bid proposal. The Form 96. And the non-collusion affidavit. And the bid from Dyer Construction is $448,997.95. Again, that's $448,997.95, and that's from Dyer Construction. The last one is from Reith Riley out of Gary, Indiana. We have the bid proposal. We have the bid. Bid bond. Non-collusion affidavit. And the Form 96. And the bid from Reith Riley is, stand by here, is $395,762. Again, that's $395,762 from Reith Riley.
Good morning to the board.
morning.
I did text Ray, who is online, and he mentioned to me that they are still having an issue with people speaking on Zoom that can't be heard in council chambers. So I wanted you to be aware of that, sorry.
Okay, gotcha.
Rich Piazza and Chip Nip is from Avonmarsh here today. They're our consultant for this project. So if there are any questions we might have, they're certainly here to take those. I would ask in this case that you would refer the bids to our consultant for review, tabulation, and recommendation.
I don't have any questions, but so,
Motion to refer the bids to our consultants for a review, tabulation, and recommendation.
I second.
all in favor, say aye. Aye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Number 6, matters from other department heads or their representatives.
Sorry for not getting these in on time. I was at a conference this week. The first I have for you from the Indiana Department of Transportation is a NDOT LPA agreement, the agreement between the state Department of Transportation and the city of Hammond. We received $480,000 of funding through the Surface Transportation Block Grant through the Northwestern Indiana Regional Planning Commission to do a study, what's called a Pell study, which is a planning and environmental linkage study. A year ago, I couldn't tell you what that meant, but I know now that it is an evaluation to be able to scope clearly what the requirements would be for a project, in this case, Columbia Avenue between 165th and Michigan. We know that we have very large water mains, very large sewer mains, and force mains in that area that are aged infrastructure, and we need to get those replaced. At one point, I estimated this project to be about a $25 million project. It was advised by NERC through Charles Bradsky to go after a Pell grant. A Pell study. Pell grant is for college. But a Pell study, and so we were awarded that from NERC, and this agreement is between us and the Indiana Department of Transportation to be able to do that scope of work. We have gone through the selection process that's required through NDOT to select a consultant, and we're in the process of negotiating an agreement with Lockmuller Group, who helped us with the application. And we did a competitive evaluation to do that. But this just sets forth a request by me that the board approve the president to electronically sign the NDOT LPA agreement. So I would ask for your approval to authorize the board president to execute the NDOT LPA agreement for the Columbia Avenue Pell study.
Good, yep.
Motion to approve the board president to sign the document electronically.
Yes.
I second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The other item I have is an agreement for construction between the city and Reith Riley Construction Company from Gary, Indiana. About a month ago, this board opened a bid, which I refer to as the north approach of Hammond Avenue at Sibley. Through the Downtown Hammond Master Plan, it was envisioned that if people wanted to avoid downtown, right, they could find a faster way to get around downtown, and this is one of those projects where if you are traveling over the Hammond Avenue Bridge southbound, rather than going through downtown south of Sibley, you could turn right on Sibley and then go down State Line and avoid any sort of congestion that's going to happen as a result of us dieting the road and providing parking in the center. And so the board, about a month ago, opened bids, and we have the agreements here for your consideration. The project amount is $442,146, and about a month ago, or a couple of weeks ago at least, the Capital Improvement Board had approved the funding for this particular project, so I will grab that and provide these to you. So I would ask for your approval of the right turn lane at Holman and Sibley project, both the agreement and the funding allocation that was approved by the mayor, the city controller, and the Capital Improvement Board.
Got it.
Motion to approve Mr. Button's request.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. Good. Okay. Anything else from department heads or their representatives? Okay, moving on to correspondence. Letter A, correspondence received from Megan Flores, City Controller, requesting the approval to amend the fee structure for replacement containers due to rising costs.
Good morning, Mr. President and Board. So this specifically was in the last year's omnibus ordinance for the council. It allowed the Board of Public Works to set fees for containers, not for garbage, but for containers and things like that. So this is a result of that. I'd request that based on what I know about the situation, is that the cost of the containers has gone up substantially. It still will allow for a portion of that to be split with the resident if something gets stolen or things like that, which is good. So I'd request its approval as presented, and also, of course, ask Linda to CC the council of the action that the board takes.
Motion.
And the mayor, I'm sorry.
Motion to approve.
I second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Letter B, correspondence received from Kaylee Higginbotham, 962 Willow Court, requesting to block off the 900 block of Howard on May 18th, 2024, from 12 noon until 5:30 p.m. for a birthday party. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a 5500 block.
50.
Yeah, they're here, I believe, yeah.
How you doing?
All right, yourself?
Good.
We're trying to have our daughter's 5th birthday party outside our house, and we're like the only house on the corner. But I walked down all Willow Court. I have over 40 signatures from my neighbors and everybody around explaining that on May 18th, we're having a birthday party, and we would like to close down the road, but we need people to know that we're trying this, and I know that's like the only way other than the street, Maywood, I think it is, that you can get around over there. And everybody, I have a paper that everybody signed for me.
Can we have that, please? Do you have it with you?
Yep, she's grabbing it.
Oh, it's in there. Oh, I see it.
Yep.
You guys have any issue with it?
No, I mean,
No, I don't
forward
think
it,
so.
we'll close off, and Maywood, like. you
Yeah,
said, in
Maywood.
State.
Okay,
Yeah.
good with it?
Yeah, as long as PD is.
Yeah, and there's, he does have 35 signatures, so
Yeah.
we're good. We're
We
good.
already
I'm
got it.
sorry, I
Sorry.
didn't.
And also, my dad, if it's approved, my dad's gonna have a vehicle on Maywood saying the road was gonna be blocked off.
We'll,
Yeah, we can,
Because last time we had a problem 2 years ago when we did it, somebody called the cops saying the road was blocked.
well, I'll take care of that part, but you probably should barricades, you probably should get some barricades, though, instead of a truck.
Okay.
It looks more official. Yeah, we'll have Public Works know.
Okay.
Motion to approve and to forward to Public Works for follow-up.
I second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Good luck with the birthday party, too.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Number 8, matters from board members, anything?
Working really hard to emulate you next week.
Just trying to emulate you, too,
That's
so.
it.
I'm gonna do both of you.
Okay, here we go. Number 9, new business. Request for advertising dates of March 14th, 2024 and March 21st, 2024, with a bid opening of April 4th, 2024 for the following demolitions: 1305 171st Street, 1037 Ames Street, 7132 Chestnut Avenue, the garage, 424 Goslin Street, AKA 4504 Toll, 4208 Holman Avenue, 6349 through 51 Jefferson Avenue, 4626 Johnson Avenue, the rear, 1170 Sibley Street, 5661 Soul Avenue, 944 State Street, 4636 Toll Avenue, front and garage, and 5436 Wood Avenue, garage.
This is obviously as a result of this board's action under the Unsafe Building Act. These have all been affirmed. I would note, and these are already in the paper, or these are already going in the paper, so it might be too late to stop it, but I would note that Mr. Luter and Mr. Kearney have advised me that they were able to get an inspection of 424 Gosselin Street, AKA 4504 Toll. That was Mr. Castiglione, who's appeared before the board a couple times, and have indicated that they are going to suggest that it come off the demo list and go on to the vacant property list. So we will probably get bids on that, but I just want to give the board a heads up that we probably won't request acceptance of those bids, so on that property.
Gotcha.
All right, otherwise request approval.
Okay.
Motion to approve.
I second.
All in favor, say aye. Letter B, second extension of agreement to rehabilitate property at 30 Warren Street, submitted for approval.
I believe we've got it signed this week, so if we do, I'd request its approval as presented.
It is signed?
It's moving along per Mr. Luter.
Okay.
Motion to approve.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Letter C, right-of-way permit received from engineering, submitted for approval.
Good morning. We have one from NIPSCO. It's basically a fiber optic that runs from the Roxana substation, basically through their right-of-way to the 165th, their headquarters over there.
Okay.
So I would recommend approval. The water department gave the okay on this, so I would recommend approval.
Okay.
Motion to approve.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Letter D, disposal authorization received from Hammond Police Department, submitted for approval. Very smart. She doesn't know I'm on to her, though. Okay, we're good.
Motion to approve.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Yeah, exactly. Letter E, plat of survey for the Luke's Roby addition, submitted for approval.
Good morning, Board. So this is a property up in the Marina Development District. You know, they rebuilt a Luke's gas station up there.
Yeah.
On the rear of the lot, west end, there's the old station, the old car wash. They want to tear it down and open it up for redevelopment, but they have to split this parcel into two. So one side's going to be the new gas station, and one side's going to be redeveloped.
Gotcha.
Planning Commission was okay with it and all that stuff, so
Okay, thank you.
thank you.
Motion to approve.
I second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Letter F, order to rescind, order to demolish for property located 1218 Sherman Street, submitted for approval.
This is kind of just a reminder, and actually, you know, congrats to the city team on these, but this is another one where we had a 2020 demo. It ended up being self-demoed, but the board always puts in the orders the costs associated with getting that to demo. So in this instance, for example, the publication costs, certified mail, recording costs, things like that, adds up about $400 to $500 per property. And this property is being sold today, and we're going to get that money back. So that's why we're rescinding this. It, of course, will be contingent upon receiving that check, and Linda has been in contact with the title company, but that's why we do this, and I want to thank the board for that, getting those costs in there, and then obviously getting them received back. So I'd request the order to rescind be approved.
Thank you.
Motion to approve.
I second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Letter G, cover sheet for the Kennedy Avenue Road Diet Project, number 1901902, submitted for approval and signature.
Yes, this is the second phase of Kennedy Avenue from approximately Freddy's north East Chicago. And this is a federally funded project. It's going to be bid out in July, and this is just the cover sheet for
Gotcha,
the state.
gotcha.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Motion to approve.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Letter H, garage sale permit, submitted for approval. 2 days, maybe. Okay, good.
Motion to approve.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Number 10, old business, letter A, gas station status updates. The first one, letter A, 3550 169th Street.
Thank you, Board, and good morning. I want to thank Tom Novak, Assistant City Planner, for keeping us up to date on these. I've requested through the Law Department for Mr. Novak to go through this board's orders late last year. I think most of them were in October, in that area, and go ahead and make sure that the things that were being done are being done, right? Because I just want to mention, and I don't want to take too much of your time this morning, but in every one of your findings and orders, you indicated the following. The Board of Works and Safety, after reviewing the testimony and evidence before it and weighing all the factors set forth in City Ordinance 9605, paragraph F, now finds and decides as follows. 1, the request for exception is granted conditioned upon the following, and then I'll read the pertinent parts. The fueling station must cure the zoning and ordinance violations identified at the hearing, with an emphasis on those affect safety, and you also referenced the remaining items that shall have a plan, the remaining items shall have a plan to fix and repair to bring into compliance with Assistant City Planner Tom Novak within the next 30 days. And then the other paragraph states, the exception granted herein is subject to revocation by the Board of Public Works and Safety at any time if the conditions above are not met, if circumstances change at the property, if criminal activity occurs, or for any other relevant reason. The board shall notify the petitioner of any revocation action, and a hearing will be held regarding same. So that's just a reminder of what your orders say. Every one of them says that. I guess on this one, 3550 169th Street, we do have a report from Mr. Novak, and this is also, just so you know which one it is, it's Neelam Inc. It's the Citco over in Hessville. Right? Tom's here.
That's right across from Morton High School.
Yeah, and I can report, and I appreciate this, and I think you all have a copy of this as well. Tom has basically crossed off the items that have been done. I think Tom would agree that in this instance, they are substantially in compliance, but I'll let him address them.
Yeah, good morning again. So, this is one property that I thought was done more than most. They've taken the stuff off the windows, which is immediate safety concern. They've cleaned up the outside. There really wasn't a whole lot wrong with this place to begin with. He knows that he still has to stripe the ADA parking space. We discussed about where that could go, and it sounds like they have a spot, but he's waiting on his guy, And then the other concern is, there's a payphone that's kind of leaning onto the public sidewalk across from the high school. It's gonna fall someday, so he needs to get that out of there. And there's a light pole that needs a faceplate. You could reach your hand in, and so it's not good to see by school. Besides that, they've been very compliant. I've gone on site at least 2 or 3 times and met with them, and they're on the right track. So
Yeah, so I think on this one, it shows substantial compliance. I think Tom will continue to monitor them. If there's an issue, he'll bring it up. But I think he's probably going to check quarterly on these. And obviously, before they ask for a renewal, we'll know the complete report. So.
and I will add that they did come and apply for their they got their business license.
Yeah, there's been some issues with Secretary of State and some
Yes.
business names, but we'll deal with that because that can be a little bit of a
So there's
complicated process.
exactly. Some of them were confused, but I will say all 3 that we're going to talk about today have gotten their business licenses with the city.
Gotcha.
So on this one, no action needed,
Okay.
just a status report.
Yeah. No, they're all. Okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry, is there another, I thought there was another agenda item. 10
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Letter B, 6845 Indianapolis Boulevard.
Okay, 6845 Indianapolis. This is Super Petroleum Inc., also known as the Citco Gas and Woodmar Food Mart. This one is extremely concerning. I guess if I could characterize Mr. Novak's report, I would say that they've done little to nothing that was requested of them. Mr. Novak does have updated photos. To me, this is a gas station that should be very concerned about the law department requesting that their 24-hour be revoked. So what I'd like to do is issue or ask the board to allow the law department to issue a letter to the owner indicating that they should appear before the board in 2 weeks, and that they should indicate to the board why their 24 hours shouldn't be revoked. Because this is exactly the kind of, I want to be polite here, this is exactly the kind of items that we did not want to see happen, where they come in, they think this is like their right to be open 24 hours. It's not. It's a courtesy extended to them, provided that they are an upstanding business within the community. these folks appear to think it's a joke, and I'd like to have them before the board so they can explain to you why they should keep their exemption.
We agree. We don't want them to think these were suggestions. They were mandated. So 2 weeks, you said?
Yeah, 2 weeks, to have them appear before the board as to why they shouldn't be revoked.
Gotcha.
Motion to set the matter for status for 6845 Indianapolis for March.
So Mr. Novak's indicated he won't be there on the 28th. Could we go 3 weeks?
Okay.
Yes.
For April 4th, 2024.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, moving on to letter C, 7452 Indianapolis Boulevard.
7452 Indianapolis is the Save a Stop at the corner of the Boulevard and 75th. Again, not to take anything away from Tom's update and status, which I really appreciate, but I would characterize this as they've done a lot. In fact, they actually went over and above. Tom's indicated that they even paid to redo the concrete driveway aprons in the right-of-way. So, Tom, I don't know if there's anything you want to report on that.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, and I tried to start these out on a nice note, so I picked two nice ones and one, but they've done the most out of anybody, and they're the one, you know, they had that broken front door, that was, a window was shattered. They fixed that within a week of our exception hearing. They've had the mansard roof that had holes in it from a U-Haul truck from a resident fixed. They've pulled a permit and had a dumpster enclosure installed. They've taken down the payphone. Really, the only minor things, and I went there yesterday and showed, you know, get the address up in the alleyway, get the striping of the parking spaces actually striped, but I feel that they've actually, you know, and the signs are out of the window. I don't think there's any serious safety violations here any longer.
So no action required. I'd request no action required on this, and Tom obviously will continue to monitor these folks as we go through the year.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sorry, we were talking
Okay.
about something else we thought was supposed to be done, but I think it's at different locations.
All right.
So
Yeah,
we're
well-
good? No action necessary on
No
that one?
action.
Gotcha.
And I will try to have another 3 ready for you next week.
Thank you. Okay, moving on to letter B, status for 6624 Missouri.
Yes, 6624 Missouri is a single-family home that's been under a demolition order for some time. Back in December, on December 12th, in fact, Mr. Kearney indicated that in July they had passed electrical, on October 25th they had passed the rough inspection, and then when they were up again for status in January on the 18th, Mr. Luter indicated they were about 80% done and need 60 days. That's why we set it again for today. Mr. Luter has indicated that they're almost done and need 30 days, so if we could have a 30-day date. Just to confirm, and then at that point, Mr. Luter believes that they come off the demo list, and
April 18th or April 25th? Which do you prefer? April 18th,
sure,
okay?
let's go the 18th.
Motion set for status for April 18th, 2024.
I second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Letter C, status for 251 Detroit.
So this was up for status on the 8th of February, and Ms. De La Paz, who has indicated that she and her mom live at the residence, failed to appear then, and she's failed to appear now. It's a tough situation because I think she indicated that, you know, it's going to be hard for her to afford the repairs that are needed. She lives there, but it's still in a condition, is anybody here for that address? Sorry, no? Okay. It's still in a condition that's concerning to the inspections department. So what I would ask Mr. Kearney to do is to see if either Mr. Farrell or potentially Mr. Schultz can go out to and meet with the resident and see if we can move that along that way. And then if we could set this for a status with 30 days on
Okay.
that April 18th date, if that works.
Okay.
Motion set for status for April 18th, 2024.
I second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Moving on to letter D, status for 1315 170th Street.
I don't think they're online. If anyone's online for either, any of these, please raise your hand. I know we can't hear you. I'm sorry, that address, oh, that was, that's yours. Yep.
Good morning, Board.
Good morning.
We'd ask for a continuance for status to April 18th as well. The property owner is very compliant and very willing to work with us. The contractor is about 75% done, just trying to finish it up. So
Okay.
April 18th is what we're asking for.
Gotcha.
Motion is set for status for April 18th, 2024.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Thank you.
Letter E, status for 658 State Street.
658 State Street was up for status on February 8th as well. Mr. Cornejo, the owner, appeared and indicated that he would pay for the inspection within a week, and we reset it for today.
Okay.
Kevin?
I'm sorry, Mr.
That's
Cornejo's here. Oh,
No,
I'm sorry. No, you're not Mr. Cornejo. I'm Come on up. You can speak right over there if you'd like, at our new second podium.
Yes.
It's exciting.
Can you give us your name, please?
Thank you to the IT
Yes,
department.
my name is Karina Cornejo. I am here on behalf of Alfredo Cornejo. He is my father.
Okay,
So Mr. Cornejo appeared on the 8th. He indicated that he was going to pay for the inspection within a week, and we reset it for today. My indication is, from Mr. Luter, is no inspection has been paid for. That's a concern. We obviously have a demolition order on the property and would like to move forward with demolition if Mr. Cornejo doesn't have any intention of fixing it up. And given that no inspection has been paid for, I'm left to believe that he doesn't want to fix it up. So I'll be happy to hear from his daughter as to what the intentions are, but there's been no action by the owner to move this along.
So from what my father has told me, I'm sorry, he decided to bring his most anxious daughter here, so I am a little nervous, but.
Could I have your name again?
Karina?
Karina, okay,
Yes.
got it.
He would like an extension for the inspection. I have grown up with my dad. He has put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this place. He would just like an extension for the inspection. He was not able to come here today because he has like sciatica nerve that is damaged, and he's been through a lot of back damage, and he just has not had the time to be able to comply with everything that the court is asking for. I've just seen him work so hard for this place. I know he doesn't take this as a joke. I have grown up with him. I have worked with him at this place. I have put my own sweat and energy into it. I know he wants time, and he's trying. He's alone in this, and I am trying to hear it and also to help him. We're just asking for an extension for the inspection.
So here, and I don't want to blame Karina, did I spit?
Yes.
Okay, Karina, it's not her fault, obviously, but the whole point of the February 8th meeting was to give him time to pay for the inspection, to have that done so that we could schedule the inspection and come back and say, okay, yeah, the inspection's done. So that's been, I don't know, 5 weeks. And before that, by the way, the hearing authority signed the order on the 4th day of January. So January 4th, he came in, you affirmed the order, said you get an inspection. February 8th, he came in, we said, okay, you're going to pay for an inspection within a week, great, come back March 14th. We're here, we still don't have the inspection paid for. It's just as simple as going downstairs and paying $150. That shouldn't be, I need more time. So I am absolutely understanding of Ms. Cornejo's situation. She's here on behalf of her father and wants to support him, but we have to get things moving. So if that's going to happen, and we're going to give him one last chance to pay for the inspection, like, it needs to be like a 2-week deal. Like, all right, can you pay for it in 2 weeks? $150, go downstairs, get it paid for so that Mr. Luter can do his job.
and he doesn't have to do that. She could bring that in?
Anybody can. His
See-
friend can. It doesn't matter who.
I can do that. See, he also doesn't talk to me too much about it. I feel like he keeps a lot of these things to himself. Like, I can help him. If that's the case, I can even pay for that.
Okay, when could you do that?
If it needs to be within the next 2 weeks, I am able to do that.
I mean, it has to be at this point.
Yes.
We've extended this a couple times already.
Understood.
So if we give you a 2-week status date, you can for sure pay for the inspection within the 2 weeks.
And it's $150?
$150?
Yeah, I absolutely
Okay,
can.
and then it can be scheduled soon thereafter, correct?
That, I would say if we can at least get 30 days, I'm not sure. He does need time in order to remove things from the shop. I understand that the inspector needs to go in. I will say, we had a loss in our family in December. It hit us so hard. I can't even get into that, but it is something that hit me and my family, and it was a very difficult time. And I understand he's also been hurt, and I've seen that he's trying so very hard, and if I can help, I will help, and I am here to help, and I
So-
can pay that.
Yeah,
Okay.
so then I'd request that the board allow 2 weeks to get it paid for. This is now the second time we've asked this to be done, third time, actually. So we'll come back in 2 weeks if the board's okay with that and see where we're at.
We're okay with that, but I can tell you that if it's not paid in the next 2 weeks, there will be no other
There will be no
continuances.
issue with that.
Okay, just so we're clear on that,
Yes.
okay? Okay.
Motion to set the matter for status to March 28th, 2024.
I second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your graces.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to letter F, status, charity run request received from Adam Hernandez. Yeah,
He is.
he's online.
Online.
Yep.
So maybe Ray could, if Ray's listening, maybe Ray can instruct Mr. Hernandez on how to,
Chat.
maybe in chat or something that we can type something up, and if Mr. Hernandez can go to chat, because we can't hear you for some reason in chambers. So we'll see if he can respond that way. There he is, okay. Mr. Hernandez, if you can go to chat, if that's available on your,
He's green now, Kevin.
yeah, he's green, but we can't hear anything,
Yeah.
according to Ray. I don't know if Ray can put something in chat on how we should do this. What's the date of the request? It's coming up, if I remember right.
March 30th,
I think he changed.
I don't think there's a chat.
given the changed expectations, I am moving the event back to Saturday, March 30th.
Oh, he moved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't, the chat function was disabled in this time.
Okay. Well, Mr. Hernandez, we could show for the record is present. However, for some reason, we can't hear him due to technical difficulties with the system. So,
I was going to say, I would call him and get the details, but I won't be here next week at the meeting. Ms. Greenwell will be running the meeting, so I don't know how we can get more detail on it.
so I think probably what we need to do, because I think this has gone back and forth. At one point, he was talking about Wolf Lake. And then another time, he was talking about the Monon and another trail, I think Erie Lackawanna. To do this, thinking it's to support St. Jude, if I remember correctly. And the concern was that we didn't really have a lot of detail. And I know we're getting close to the race. So, and I apologize that, we can't hear him, but he is present. So perhaps we could have Public Works speak with Mr. Hernandez between now and next week to see if this is feasible or not.
Okay?
And then the board could consider it at next week's meeting. But that way, at least there'll be some communication.
Okay.
And I don't know if there's another department that needs to talk to him, probably EMA.
He
And,
says he's not crossing streets this time.
okay, and maybe PD.
Yeah,
Because
PD.
with races, we always want to make sure the safety of the participants is paramount.
Okay,
And so since this is a new race, we need to make sure that both PD, EMA,
Yeah.
and Public Works,
Parks.
yeah,
Okay.
and Parks
Public Works,
probably.
that's right.
Yeah, Public Works. So if Linda could coordinate to make sure Mr. Hernandez is contacted by those folks to have a discussion between now and next week, so that we can report back, and then hopefully by next week, Mr. Hernandez, we will have our audio fixed, and you'll be contacted between now and then as well, and we can hopefully get an answer for the board by next week.
Mr. Hernandez, if you can hear me, can you come back on the screen, please?
He just left.
Okay. We were going to have him shake his head yes if he understood everything you said. Okay.
Oh,
that's
he's
what we
back.
did.
There he is.
He's back. Yeah, he froze. I think he's come back. Okay.
Mr. Hernandez, if you're able to hear me, can you just please nod yes if you heard everything we said?
Seems like, oh, there he is. Or maybe give the thumbs up if you're able to do that.
Yeah, thumbs up even? A wink, anything?
We're just getting his forehead at this point. So.
Carrier pigeon.
Okay, we'll just make those notifications. And the police department? And probably fire too, just in case they have to respond for an emergency.
Motion to set the matter for status for next week, March 20th.
Yeah, 21st, isn't it?
21st?
Yeah.
Yeah, 21st, and to notify the necessary departments.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Number 11, rental registrations, letter A, 7027 Northcott. Good morning.
Good morning.
Could you give us your name, please, sir?
Adam Lulinski. I own Real Property Management.
Gotcha.
The office just called us. Apparently, we missed that last year. It was just an honest clerical error. We file, I think, 70, 75 properties every year. They just missed that one. So
Okay.
It's just an error.
Yes, per the notes, the new owner required the property in '22. He registered it as vacant, and there was no registrations filled out for 2023. And according to the records from the county, there's still a homestead on this property, even though it should be a rental. So we also ask that the homestead exemption be removed from the property. And I have a form that they can,
First time it was ever laid or anything for
Yes.
that property?
no other, it was previous, before the current owner purchased it, it was a
Right.
owner occupied.
I could
home.
forward this to the owner. I'm the property manager, not the owner of the property, so.
Okay, but keep in mind, whatever decision we make today will be contingent on making sure that is taken care of.
Sure,
So I think we're inclined to waive the late fee only if that's taken care of.
sure.
Yeah, so I'd request that that form be returned to the law department, which is on the third floor of City Hall, and it's within 2 weeks.
Okay, just,
Is that fair?
that's fair. Just give me an address, an email, wherever you want it sent.
Just third floor of City Hall, so.
City of Hammond Law,
I'm sorry?
Here.
City of Hammond Law Department.
Okay,
If you just wait 2 or 3 minutes, I'll get it to you.
Sure,
Okay?
thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Motion to waive the late fee.
I second.
Contingent on the,
Yeah, removal of the homestead.
yep. Okay, and all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
thank you.
Okay, number 12, meetings open to the public. Anybody like to speak?
Chris?
No, I think you guys are good. You guys got it.
Okay. Good. Oh. Adam, can you hear us?
Yeah, I think he's giving us a thumbs up there.
Can you give us the thumbs up? There you go. Okay.
All right.
Hey, Fonzie. Okay.
Motion to adjourn.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thanks, everyone.